Now, as far as assignments go, right now I am in the Assignments tab within my course, and we have these same 4 tabs at the top here. So I can build content, I can create assessments, embed tools, or add partner content. And you can do these 4 things on any of these pages here. It doesn't matter where. But from an organizational standpoint, to keep things simple for your students, the assignments for your course really should all go into the assignments folder, or the assignments area of your course. Now, because I have just one assignment that I was playing around with earlier, there's not really anything else here, but I want to do the same thing I did for the materials folder. So I'm going to go to build content first and do a new content folder. And so we're going to call this one week 1 assignments, and then we're going to use to view content. Yep. And because this is week 1, I'm not going to restrict the date of its accessibility. Go ahead and hit submit. And build content again, content folder. And we're going to do a week 2 assignments folder. Am I spelling this right? I don't know. Probably not. Let's see. That's funny. Okay, it's been a long day. Anyway, so here's our folder. Again, permit users to view content, yes. However, because this is going to be starting with week 2, I am going to restrict this to only display after week 2 begins, which for us is going to be on the 30th on Sunday there. Then go ahead and hit submit. And because so here we go. And again, under any of these items in Blackboard, you can rearrange them in any order you want. And you can also go over here to where the little circle icon is in the drop down, and you can edit it. You can turn on statistics tracking. You can copy it and move it, delete it, whatever. So I'm going to go here to week 1 assignments and make a new assignment. Now, all of the assignment tools are under the Assessments tab, because we have several types. You got test, survey, actual assignment, peer assessments, so on and so forth. The assignments, if I click on assignment, I'm going to call this Essay 1, Week 1. What is the assignment about? So I just put in some things here. And under the assignment files, this is where you can attach your assignment if you already have the assignment as a PowerPoint or a Word document or a PDF. You would attach that assignment file here in section 2. And for number 3, and this is optional, is the assignment worth any points? So if I go to 100 points here, and this is a essay. Actually, no, let's call this PowerPoint. PowerPoint Presentation 1. So under the assignment files, I'd have a PDF that tells them how to design a PowerPoint and what I'm looking for in the PowerPoint. So what is it that's supposed to present? Now for grading, I want to have it worth 100 points. And if I'm going to be having them create multiple PowerPoints or multiple assignments of the same type, then you really should create what's called a rubric. And I'm going to do add a rubric here. Now I've already made one in Blackboard prior to this demonstration, so I'm going to go over here to select rubric. And look at that, I have one for PowerPoints. I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then hit submit. And now I have this PowerPoint here, or this rubric for this assignment that students can use for grading. Now, I think that students should be able to see this, and by default they're not going to be able to. So to allow them to see this rubric, come over here on the far right under Show Rubric to Students and change No to Yes with rubric scores. And then the availability, make it available. For number of attempts, you can allow them to do a single attempt, which means they have one try to upload their presentation, and then they get no other attempts. You can change it to a certain number, or you can allow unlimited attempts. Now what you can do is you can allow unlimited attempts, but then limit the availability. So after the assignment deadline has passed, we would change the display until date and then the time. And then once this deadline passes, the assignment will no longer be available, so they cannot change their submission file that way. So you do have some options with playing around with how do you want them to upload things. And then here we have the due date. And same idea. So if you want them to still be able to submit assignments, you can have this due date set here, and anything after that will be late work. And again, I'm only using the limit availability here for the display until if I'm going to be allowing unlimited attempts up until a certain point. In this case, it would be the due date and due time. And then the recipients, all students individually is fine. You would do groups of students if each group has a separate assignment. So if you're utilizing student groups in your course, then this is where you do the groups. I don't have any groups made, so it's not going to let me do anything, which makes sense. And go ahead and click on Submit. And there is the thing there. So if I go ahead and click on this, this is what the student is going to see. So they're going to see the due date and time. They're going to see the description of the assignment and the points possible. And then they're going to have this rubric button. Or if they click on it, this is the rubric I've made that explains what I'm looking for. So what is text design, organization, use of images, grammar, color design, and then the percentages that each of those is worth from a novice, competent, or proficient standpoint. And you can add rows, you can delete rows and columns, you can rename these things. You can do all kinds of stuff with rubrics in Blackboard. But this gives them the rubric to work with so they can get some sense of how they're doing before the assignment is presented and graded. And then under the assignment submission file here, this is where if they're doing are you doing a text submission, so short answer or short essay, they can click on this and do write submission, and now they have this discussion area up here. They just type stuff that way. They can additionally attach a file. So they can attach a PowerPoint, a PDF, an image, whatever, and then add some comments if they want to, and then submit. And then what you would see is the instructor under the left-hand side here. We're going to have the Grade Center. Under the full Grade Center, you'd see your assignment and then all of the students in your course and the grades for the assignment in that area. So I'm not going to cover this area now, but just know that once you create an assignment, it automatically ties into Blackboard's built-in Grade Center. So let's go back to the assignments here, and let's go into week number 2, and we're going to do a new assessment. I'm not going to go into tests or surveys because they can be pretty involved. So we'll go with assignment. And we'll call this assignment a short essay 1. And some stuff about the assignment, what it's about. And the grading points, essay is going to be worth 250 points, but I have not yet made a rubric for essays. Well, to create one is very easy. Under rubrics here, add rubric, create new. And you're going to have this new window up here. Let me minimize it so you can see it easier. This new window, so we can give this rubric a name. And so what kind of rubric is this? Well, this is the rubric for short essays. And you can describe in brief what you're looking for. And then under the rubric detail, this is where you really have the bones of the rubric. So this is where you get in there and you decide, okay, formatting, organization, grammar. This is, if you want to rename these things, go over to the little arrow next to the title and click on Edit. And you can name this to, say, we got grammar already down here, so let's call this sentence structure, just as an example. And we can have novice, we will have the weight for a sentence structure be 50%, organization can be 25, and grammar can be 25. And you can change this at any time that you want. If we're going to add, and then in here, this describe, okay, in order to be a novice work, what would this assignment look like? From a novice perspective, from a competence perspective, and then from a master perspective. And then you have your respective percentages of points assigned within each section. So it's pretty useful. And down here for total weight, it even tells you, if you're at 100%, so you don't have to go and guess or keep track that way. What you can do as well is you can add a row or add a column. So I'm going to add a column and call this, let's see, above and beyond mastery. And so maybe this is where you get 110%. So they're going to get extra credit in this case. You could implement that as a extra credit column, and then it automatically populates a cell for each row. And you can add another row too. So maybe we're going to have structure, organization, grammar, and then use of infographics, and then save it. And then again, we type in what is it that we're looking for from a novice, competent, proficient, and master application. Go ahead and hit submit. Oh, okay. So that's not like 110%. So we'll go with 100, and let's make a note. So I'll say 95. And then, so with they're proficient, they're close, but we're really wanting them to push themselves to become above and beyond. Grammar experts. So I have 95 for proficient, and then for the mastery, shoot 100. And normally you wouldn't do this unless you're really anal, but again, I'm just showing you examples and how you can customize these rubrics in pretty good detail. Go ahead and hit submit, and so there's a rubric. And again, over here to show to students, make sure that this no is set to yes with scores. And there you go. Availability, number of attempts, blah, 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 due date, recipients, submit. All this is pretty much self-explanatory. And once you do this once or twice, it's going to be second nature to you guys. It's just that initial course build where you're getting into Blackboard and there's all these buttons, there's all these tabs, and you're wondering what is what. And again, all kinds of assessments, tests, surveys, they're all under the Assessments tab that you see in any window or any area of Blackboard that you are in as the instructor.